Off the top tonight, we've got breaking news coming out of the world of tennis. Former Davis Cup captain, Olympian, and multiple Grand Slam champion winner Mark Knowles has announced that he has retired from the sport after a more than 20-year career. Good night, everybody. I'm Chris Saunders. Mark says, though, he still has a love for the game and enjoys the thrill of competition. And even though he thinks he could very well have won a few more titles, in his words, quote, "The title that has become the most important to me over the last few years is that of being the best husband and best father to my family." Mark, as you remember, now completes his career with a 744 and 380 doubles record, highlighted by reaching 13 Grand Slam finals. He captured titles at the Australian Open in 2002, the US Open in 2004, and Roland Garros, the French Open in 2007. All of those with Daniel Nestor. And then at the 2009 Wimbledon mixed doubles, he's got a championship there with Anna-Lena Gronfeld as well. He did miss out on the career Grand Slam in doubles, though, not winning at Wimbledon. Knowles also won the season-ending championships in 2007 with Danny Nestor and was a 5-time Olympian. Mark, during his career, also played with Mahesh Bhupathi. We'll definitely be following the story as he just announced that today at the U.S. Open. Some other news now that we've got to tell you about. Back in 2009, Olympian and former 200-meter national record holder Andrew Tynes was charged with indecently assaulting a student while employed as a physical education teacher at C.C. Sweeting. Today, he got a decision that he's been waiting for almost 3 years. Charles Fisher once again tonight with this ZNS Total Sports exclusive.
It was mixed feelings for the former 200-meter national record holder and Olympian Andrew Tynes. He was cleared of all charges.
Only because of the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I'm here and I've been vindicated today. And it's an unfortunate situation, and once back in 2008, when I decided to come back to the Bahamas, you know what I'm saying, I left everything behind in Texas and came back here and thought I was doing something good, but unfortunately, you got to be so careful of, how you are successful and how you tell people your plans, because you never know who's behind the scenes trying to mess you up.
Tynes, represented by Sir Arlington Butler in a case that's been going on since 2009.
He has had his opportunity to explain himself, and the magistrate agreed with his version. It was adjourned and adjourned and adjourned. Once or twice was his fault for not being present. But anyhow, it was an unfortunate matter that was adjourned for several times. But I'm happy that the matter involving him and stood over his head and had been the subject of a lot of gossip and other things is now finished.
3 years since being accused, lots to think about.
When the matter happened, I knew it wasn't true, once somebody's not guilty, you have nothing to worry about. So I just find odd things to do. I do a little coaching on the side and just wait until my vindication. To be quite honest, I have already moved forward. It's just the frustration of this just being over with. And finally today, it's over with. So I can move on.
As for what's next for the sprinter?
I haven't thought about that as yet. That was my sole purpose when my initial move back home. And if that's what it's going to be, it's going to be. But I have to think about that some more.
What about coaching?
Well, coaching most definitely. I'll coach full time now.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, Fisher, thanks a lot. Some softball news now. Last night at the Bankers softball field, there were supposed to be 2 games in the NPSA. Only 1 game was played as the Durham United ladies team failed to field 9 players. Our Julian Gibson was on hand and tells us there may have been something funny brewing in the air.
Softball fans at the park last night waiting for the big showdown. Even the guys from Spanish Wells in the park. But it would be a no-show by Durham United. Proper Care Pool Lady Sharks winning by default.
Before shot, we had 7. My girls thought we was playing at 7, but we found out that we was playing at 8:30.
You sure that's the real story?
Yeah, that's the real story, But we'll build in full force on Saturday.
You only are ducking no games, so you all want to face Wildcats in the first round.
No, Ma, we don't care who we face. I know my team could do it, and I got plenty of confidence.
So that talk around the park, but you all give up this game, so you all face Wildcats, that ain't no true.
Maybe not. I cannot say.
They're asking you, what is the truth?
What is the truth is, we don't care who we face, Julian. You know, Bishop or Wildcats, it don't matter.
You put up or shut up. It's playoff time, buddy. We're getting ready for the playoff. Tell you and talk this. Proper care made Taylor. Not Taylor made proper care. Tell her shut them out up and come out and show up.
I understand they didn't want to face the Wildcats in the first round and they threw the game. Is that true?
Proper care has never thrown a game. We never lost a game by default. We can be here. Win or lose, we can be here. Julian, if they don't beat me, my young pitching staff this year, they ain't gonna beat me no more.
In the opening game, two teams with nowhere to go this year, the Black Scorpions and the Assassins. Well, the Scorpions took a big bite out of the Assassins, 21-6.
We tried our best to, bring it so we could win this game. We've been down in the season, so, we had to make a valiant effort to try to get this game out of there.
We have a lot of young kids, and they're just learning the sport, but at least we're getting them out. And we make errors. People are nervous, and a lot of our players are missing tonight, so we had to pull some of our weaker players. But everyone's improving, so we just had some errors, and next time it'll be better. Next time when they play next season, they'll show more improvement.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
All right, Julian, thanks a lot. From the field to the track, one of our top long-distance runners tonight is looking for help, especially as he's come so close to advancing to the next level. But O'Neill Williams says one thing is stopping him right now.
It's mainly financial. The running is really going pretty well. I mean, when I'm not injured, I run pretty good. You can tell from 2008 when I ran like one of the fastest time in Bahamian history in the 1500 meters, and I wasn't injured at all that year. And then again in 2011, I didn't have no injury that year. I ran the fastest time in Bahamian history in the 5,000 meters. I see once I'm not injured, I tend to run really fast, but the injuries are just a small portion. But financially, I had no type of support at all. Well, I've talked to Mike Sands about putting me on the subvention program. They said, which as the B3 is as a whole, not just Mike Sands himself, his executive board has to look into all the times I've run, but they put out a policy saying that whether you run a time that is equivalent to a medal at the regional level, you'll be on the subvention, which I've ran both in the 8, the 15, and the 5,000, a time that would have medaled at the regional level, which is CAC. So I don't see why not, why not put me on the subvention, so.
Have they told you anything about why they haven't put you on the subvention as yet?
Well, to be honest, nothing is really clear, because what they told me, I've already, came to, the times that they already told me. So I don't know what's going on. It's all in the air for me.
Now, if given the opportunity, O'Neill says if he got the funding as well, he'd be looking to head back to Africa and train in Kenya. He says Kenya is ideal because of the expertise available there and the long-term affordability of training there.
Like I said, at the Olympic trials, I got injured before coming back home, and the only thing I could do was relatively short and easy runs. And I did pretty good just doing short and easy runs. I couldn't do the sprint workouts, I couldn't do the intervals, I couldn't even go to the gym because I got injured and it affected everything else. But I feel that if I continue doing the training in Kenya and, come back home, I'll be more than, just a regular distance runner. I'll be like amongst the best in the world.
Fishing fans are gearing up for 2 fishing tournaments in the Exuma at the end of this month in Georgetown. Exuma, the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort, with the backing of the Ministry of Tourism, will host their annual fishing classic, and come October 11th and the 12th, the Staniel Key Exuma will host their bottom line fishing tournament. Organizers of both events are encouraging all fishermen and sometimes so-called fishermen to get involved, as there will be a lot of trophies and cash prizes up for grabs. That'll do it for sports. I'm Chris Saunders. Your final look at weather is still to come.